Okay, we have some time for some questions, and we have some from the audience. Thank you very much. Okay, the first question we have is getting paid for a referral worth my time? Well, that's an excellent question. And from our experience, what we found is it's really up to the individual as to how worthwhile they want to make it. But if you think about it, as we talked about earlier, if referrals are the #1 choice in terms of getting new business, then it's going to be worth a lot to a business to pay for that. Just think about it. Every day, companies are spending millions, even billions worldwide on getting new customers, whether it's marketing or advertising. Either way, it costs a lot of money and there's no guaranteed results. With PayFerral, through the success fee-based pay program, a company is only paying if there's a successful referral. So it's definitely worth a lot of money to a lot of businesses. So we think it's absolutely worthwhile. I mean, there are transactions that occur in certain marketplaces where people are paid literally tens of thousands of dollars for putting buyers and sellers together. So we certainly do think it's worth your time. Another question we have here is related to that. The previous one is, how much can I make? And again, it comes down to what industry you're targeting. And also, as we discussed earlier, if you take a phone book, okay, and you go through all the different categories and all the different services there are, those are all potential customers or people that want referrals. All of those businesses want new business. They want new customers. And when you think about your own personal network, and that the average person knows at least 250 people, and if you just have your antennas up listening to what people want, it really isn't hard to put buyers and sellers together and make as much as you want. It can become a meaningful second or third source of income. Another question is, what is a success fee-based referral? And again, that really comes down to the idea that you're only paying for your business if there's success. Every business loves that kind of pay structure because it's pay for performance. If there's no performance, then nothing happens. And so there's an incredible incentive for people when they use PayFerral is give good referrals. Don't just throw anything on the wall, because if you do and the person who receives it realizes that's what you're doing, you're going to lose credibility. And in this business, credibility is the #1 thing to have in terms of people responding to referrals that you give them. Another question, what if I don't get paid by the referrer after I provide a successful referral? It's an excellent question. There's a lot of built-in mechanisms in PayFerral to pretty much ensure that doesn't happen. #1, if you give a referral to someone, that means you know the person who's being referred, and typically you know the person who you're giving the referral to. And it's usually at the community level. It's not some anonymous thing where you don't know either player and it's just a faceless transaction. The transaction has a face on it. People aren't going to, or businesses aren't going to burn you because it's not in their interest. If they burn you and you find out, which you probably will, because if you refer someone, you're going to talk to them at some point and say, how did that ever go? And if they gave the person business and that person who got the business never pays you, you're going to be able to confront them and put them in a very awkward situation which they won't like. And then they burn their bridge if you find out that they shortchanged you. Then they're not going to get any more referrals from you. And believe me, the businesses are happy to pay a referral fee because it's a lot cheaper than what they're doing now. You'll find that out. If you're in business, you absolutely know that. And if you're doing PayFerral for some time, you're going to find that out very quickly. It's a very cost-effective way for businesses to get new customers. Another question here is, who determines how much the referral fee is? Well, that's really between you and the person receiving the referral. Remember, PayFerral is a marketplace. It's a marketplace where you can monetize your referrals. So whatever you think is reasonable, whatever that person is willing to pay, you're going to find out very quickly what that market rate is, and that's what it's going to be. I mean, sometimes it'll be a percentage of the transaction total, other times it'll be just a fixed dollar amount. But you're able to send the person you're giving the referral to through the PayFerral system the suggested amount that you would like for a successful referral. And that person, business receiving it, gets to respond whether they accept it or not, and if they do, that's documented in the system, and everything is very clear and very easily accessible for all the players involved. So it's, as I said earlier, it's really not hard to get businesses to want to pay a lot less money for what they're paying a lot more money for in terms of getting new business. Another question, how much should I ask for a referral fee? Again, we'd be happy to give you suggested amounts. Matter of fact, one of the things that's evolving on the sites are what the going rates are in different industries for different types of services. And as PayFerral continually grows, there'll be a market rate equilibrium that will get established more and more. So you certainly will have reference points. Feel free to call us anytime. We'll give you some ideas of what we've seen out there. But again, it's up to you. PayFerral does not set those rates, but certainly we are there to assist you in determining what's a reasonable and customary referral fee. How do I find people to refer, or who can refer to me? Well, basically, the simple way of doing PayFerral successfully is to listen. Probably half of people's conversations, in one way or another, they're expressing needs. Maybe you just ask people, how's it going? They'll usually tell you. Sometimes they say, oh, fine, if they really don't want to talk to you. But if they're friends and there's someone that you know pretty well or that you have a good relationship with, and when you get chatting with them, you find out what's really going on. That's where the opportunities are, because people always have needs. They always want something. And your ability to put together a buyer and a seller is facilitated because that person who's expressing what their need is basically telling you what they're after. You don't have to sell them anything. You don't have to steer them in any direction. They'll tell you what their needs are, and depending on your network and your desire to put that potential buyer and a seller that you're aware of together, it's really up to you. So we always encourage people to just really listen and ask good questions. You know, if you ask them how's business going, how's everything with the family, how's the house, how's this, how's that, there's probably something that's not right, and they're going to tell you, and that, like I said earlier, will create an opportunity for you.